that says you are currently 81 years old.
Who the hell told you that?
Yeah.
That's classified.
That's classified. All jokes aside, according to recent polling, this is a real concern for American voters. How do you address that concern going forward as you come up to the 2024 election?
Well, a couple things. Number one, you got to take a look at the other guy. He's about as old as I am, but he can't remember his wife's name.
Yeah.
And, number one. Number two, it's about how old your ideas are.
It says more about Donald Trump that he'll call the last remaining candidate bird brain or brain dead. It says more about Donald Trump that everybody thinks it's funny that he acts this way. I don't think the rest of the world thinks that's funny. I don't think that our kids need to see someone who acts like that. I don't think our kids need to see us going.
A few moments later.
It's a rematch with Biden, and we can now make some important projections. CNN is projecting now that Donald Trump will win the Michigan Republican presidential primary. This will be his fifth straight major victory of the primary season, and another loss for Nikki Haley as she persists in her fight against Trump despite his growing advantage in the all-important hunt for delegates, which is, of course, what is needed to win the GOP presidential nomination. Again, CNN projecting Donald Trump will win the Republican primary in Michigan, teeing up a blockbuster Super Tuesday contest next week.
Yes, there is something you have not seen. Michigan 1,000 uncommitted vote shows Israel impact on Biden. According to this article, Biden campaign and top Democratic officials vow to double down on effort to win back former supporters after being hit by a much stronger than anticipated protest vote in the Michigan primary over the president's support of Israel. You can see exactly what is going on. Recently, even The View had a segment they had to talk about this. Sonny Austin actually supported people who did not vote for Biden in Michigan, and Whoopi Goldberg was not happy with this. I will show you all the clips. You will see exactly what is going on. When I look at Nikki Haley saying this on air, it bothers me a lot. I get irritated when I see her still, spewing this nonsense on air after being defeated. She is not accepting that she's been defeated. The only thing I see on daily basis, I can win Biden. Trump cannot defeat Biden. Then, if a question surfaces like, why are you not winning Trump if you think you can defeat Biden? She's not understanding that a lot of Democrats are voting for her simply because they want to hurt Trump.
Put this here. These are the unofficial results from the city of Dearborn, but on city letterhead. This is what Joe Biden received. Again, forgive me, 1,141 votes. Dean Phillips, 54 votes. And uncommitted, make sure I get this right, 3,703 votes. So that's a wow. If you look at it this way, this is 23%. And this is 75%. And so this is just the city of Dearborn, but that is where the biggest pocket of the Muslim American, the Arab American population. This is a place President Biden carried big time in 2020. This is key to his chances of defeating Donald Trump in Michigan again. Now, 75% to 23% in the city of Dearborn. We're waiting to get even more results from Wayne County. But this just tells you, again, it's going to raise the total number, without a doubt. Let me turn this off. That's uncommitted, yes. Uncommitted is 75%, 23% for President Biden, which is going to raise, number one, those 3,700 votes are not reflected in the 2,000 there from Wayne County. So it's going to raise the numbers in Wayne County to begin with, and it's going to obviously raise the percentage in Wayne County when you see the lopsided percentage of this right there. So you see, in the city we were looking at most closely for how mad are people at the president, that's a very significant number out of Dearborn. That's one way to look at it. I just want to also come back and look at it this way. So we're looking at the state of Michigan. There are about 300,000 people who live in the state whose family roots tie back to the Middle East region. 200,000 Muslim Americans live in the city of Michigan. So let's take this and look through a demographic lens of the Michigan Muslim population. Let me move this up so you can see it a little better. The darker the yellow or the orange, the more brown here, that's That's Dearborn. That's Wayne County and Dearborn. The darker the color, the higher the percentage of Muslim Americans, right? So remember that. Remember where you see the growth and the concentration of the Muslim population. And so now we're going to say, where are the votes for uncommitted that we have so far? Where are they coming from? So we're going to bring this in and lay it over it right here. The larger the circle, the higher the vote for uncommitted in that area.
And I am young enough to remember, colleagues, when Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib and also Congresswoman Cori Bush called for a ceasefire very early on. They were called abhorrent. Now, fast forward to all of these bodies laying in the wake and people who are living through this every single day.
So by the way, there's also been slaughter in Israel.
I was going to say.
So there's a lot of pain on both sides.
No,
so
I'm
we
not.
don't really need a lecture on the problem. But I'm talking about the politics of this tonight. What to you would be a victory, as somebody was calling for this uncommitted vote, what to you would be a victory tonight to get that message across?
I'm not denying that pain. All I'm saying that at a certain point after October the 7th, it becomes clear. I mean, you have a right-wing prime minister.
Right. We don't need to debate the issue.
But you understand what I'm saying? I'm not denying anybody's pain. What I am saying is that this president and our country has the power to say to Netanyahu, we need a permanent ceasefire.
Yes, when you take a look at what is going on, Biden won in this state in 2020. According to what I saw on CNN, now a lot of people in this state decided that they would not vote Biden again, simply because of what is going on in Israel. And to make it clear, this place is made up of Muslim.
Yeah. You know, I think that, this is what I was referring to yesterday, that they're not sitting on the couch. These are protest votes. These are votes.
That's true.
They're uncommitted votes, and they're votes, and they're saying, hear us, listen to us. Hundreds of members of my family have been killed. Yes, that is my issue. That is my one issue. 30 people in my immediate family were killed, yet the United States is providing weapons and money to the people that killed my family, and I am an American citizen. That is, I think, what the message was. And this is something that I have been saying on this show. I know that I've been a singular voice here, but what the Biden administration has to understand is that young voters, which first-time voters, are very concerned about this issue. And when it comes to Michigan, if you look at the breakdown, 19% of those votes came from the University of Michigan.
I get it. That's how I feel when they put up the nooses. That's how I feel when I hear young women get it. Yeah. If I then say, you're not doing it fast enough for me, so I'm going to sit, that doesn't help me.
But they didn't sit.
No,
they didn't sit, though.
This is actually what they voted. They voted. That's the same for me as sitting.
But it's a protest vote.
I get it. I get it. It doesn't change. I'm sorry, Dawn. It doesn't change the fact that I think you either vote or you don't.
But how else could they get the message across to Biden? He got the message, you guys.
As a result, Whoopi Goldberg, a senior Biden campaign official, said the team will continue to make our case in the state to both uncommitted voters and the entire Michigan constituency. The president will continue to work for peace in the Middle East. That is Biden trying to, cajole people like everything will be okay. But it is funny, when I take a look at some of the protests that have been going on, particularly today, they never saw this coming. This is actually a very big issue for Democrats. If care is not taking a look at the view, going off on an insane way, I didn't see it coming this way. Whoopi Goldberg is not happy that Soren Austin is backing these people who decided not to vote for Democrat. It's crazy, right? At this point, what hurt you would determine where you cast your vote. That is what I'm observing. People are not happy. You can't tell me, to just go take a decision to vote you if I'm not happy. That's one of the reasons Biden cannot defeat Trump. Majority of people based on the polls, what I see on social media are angry. So you want to defeat an angry populations unless they use magic that Biden will defeat Trump this time.
Roar. Truckers, long-haul truckers specifically.
Hell yeah, truckers.
Truckers, do you actually think you're irreplaceable? Like, this is capitalist America. You won't do it. Maybe even an immigrant.
Legal immigration are okay.
And divided by class.
Are you sure?
Watch it. Water there.
I hate my job.